How do you address and overcome resistance to change within an organization?
Okay. One of the things leaders run into over and over again would be resistance to change. Now, so what is this that we're talking about? Resistance to change. What we're talking about is a known order of doing things and now going to a different order of doing things. And I know that's general, but it's important. Like that alone is useful because what happens when we change the order of things? What happens to me when the order of things around me change? Well, I start to stress because what was normal to me now is not normal. What worked is not working. So what I did, what I knew to be successful may no longer be the case. And that's unnerving for me. And now I'm going to start to imagine all the things that could happen. Now, part of my feature as a human, and I don't know if every human has this, I'm just going to say it for myself, is I am an energy miser. I don't want to spend energy if I don't have to. I don't want to do more for the current, to get the outcomes I get. I don't want to have to do more to get the same outcomes, right? I'd rather do less to get the same outcomes. That's how we work. So when we introduce change, well, we're going in the opposite direction of that. We're saying, well, your order for what you understood is going to change. Also, we're going to be asking something of you. And you don't even have to say what it is. And it may not even be a lot. We don't know. But wait a minute, what? Wait, what? You're asking of me. And now this causes a potential threat. And that's what's happening. That's what resistance to change is. Now, I remember a line, I didn't read the book, I just remember a quote from Machiavelli, who wrote a famous book called The Prince. And Machiavelli was a seasoned politician of Italy in the 1500s, and he got caught up in a coup and he got thrown in jail. While he was in jail, he kind of wrote what he learned, and then I think he got a second chance at things. Like, okay, then political forces changed, and so he had the chance to advise a young prince. And so that's what he did. He wrote a book called The Prince. And in there, he's describing what the prince needs to know about politics to survive. Now, Machiavelli, Niccolo Machiavelli, he gets a bad rap because he's not saying you need to be this way. He's saying this is the way the world is and you need to know it, and then you might need to be this way to survive. But it was very much about survival because being royalty could also be a death sentence, depending on the times and all of that. And so, and Italy would probably be one of those places where things were very complicated. So one of the things Machiavelli would say is, whenever you introduce a new order, a change, you are going to be at a major disadvantage because the people who were invested in the old way of doing things will be against the change. And the people who will benefit from the new order of things, they aren't yet invested enough to get on board because they haven't seen it yet. And, people want to wait and see. And I don't want the other people to know that I'm for this because they're my friends, but, right? So he advised on the peril of introducing change. Why? Because he wanted the prince to fail miserably? No, the opposite. He wanted the prince to survive and succeed. So you have to understand what is involved in introducing a new order of things, introducing a change. And resistance is a key part of it. What our tools in progression theory are meant to do is build alignment along the way and make sure that changes are happening because of very real reasons. A lot of the time people don't want to change because they know what happens. People change things without really good reasons. And they haven't thought through the consequences. And I know whenever I change a little piece of technology or something here, and I think, oh, it's just going to be a straight shot. I'm just going to change this piece. What I didn't realize is there's a whole other set of dependencies going on that came undone. And that is the result of continuation and complexity. So we have to factor those in, a leadership view, and to factor that in. And I think progression theory does. It says, okay, we incrementally get somewhere.